guys, welcome to Inspirations. That's my podcast about knitting and yarn dyeing, so my weekly podcast. And if you're new to the podcast, thank you for joining me today. My name is Christelle, and my Etsy shop is Tricot & Stitch. So in my Etsy shop you can find some hand-dyed yarns and some knitting accessories by Emma Bull. The shop is updated once a week on Monday afternoons. I'm sending out a newsletter also every week, every Monday afternoons at 5 p.m. Paris time. And there's a weekly podcast updated every Monday at 5 p.m. Paris time too. So, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. Again, I'm very happy to be able to have you joining me for a new episode. Without my daughter this time around, everybody's at school. Today it's Friday, March the 11th. It's the first week back to school for them because we had a 2 weeks vacation just before that, and it was a great week. Everybody was happy to go back. The little ones, donc Constant and Amelia, had a carnival day today, so they had to go to school with costumes on. So Amelia is a unicorn princess today, and Constant is a velociraptor. He's blue from Jurassic World. So it was really cool this morning. No need to fight with them to get them out of bed. Everybody was up very early this morning. Constant even told me, "Look, Mom, I got Amelia's clothes, and you don't have to take care about that." And it was even before the time I usually wake up and get up in the morning. It was already afoot, all dressed up, ready to take his breakfast, and he had taken out this clothes for his baby sister. And I mean, that never happens, guys. Even on Christmas morning, it never happens. So they were very, very happy to go to school this morning. And it's cool because, you know, sometimes mornings can be a bit tough. You have to really micro fight about anything and everything. So nothing of the sort this morning. Everything went smoothly. It was very cool. And I'm actually completely alone in my home this afternoon, and that feels so good. So good. I'm really enjoying this time. Okay, so today, I feel I'm not talking enough about the S4 Fanfare. So, the S4 Fanfare is a monthly game or challenge with which you can win a skein of yarn each month. It's open internationally, so you can play along even if you're at the other end, on the other side of the planet, okay? To enter, it's very easy. You just have to post a picture of your project, either on Instagram with this hashtag, or on Ravelry, but it can be both if you want to double your chance to win. And your project must have a Tricot & Stitch component. So it can be Tricot & Stitch yarn or Tricot & Stitch pattern, or both if you want to, again, double your chances to win. And that's it. And you can post a finished object, you can post a work in progress, you can post the same work in progress from one month to the other, but you have to put in at least a couple of rows, okay? And that's it. And every month it renews and you can win a skein of yarn. So each month, what's to win? It's the colorway of the Sock Knitter's Almanac of the month. So for this month, you can win a skein of Brocéliande on the base of your choice, actually. So yeah. And I'm going to announce the winner for the February S4 Fanfare, and that's Céline, which is on Instagram as Sous la cape de Bellissama, which is one of my beloved clients. She's always sending me custom order requests to dye some colorways specifically for her, and I know she loves tweed, so maybe Céline, you want your druides colorway on tweed? You let me know, okay? And then that's it for the S4 Fanfare, but I really feel I'm not talking enough about it, so that's why I think I will be, you know, at each beginning of episode I'm talking about how tricot stitch works, for example. I think I'm going to talk about the S4 Fanfare each episode as well. And the cherry on the cake is that when I'm, you know, I go on Instagram or on Ravelry to check out what you posted, guys. It's like Christmas for me. It's awesome to see all your projects. It's very inspiring. We actually inspire each other, you know, because sometimes when I see what you did with one of my pattern or one of my yarn, I just want to do exactly the same. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to share with you today is my knitting. So last week I showed you my progress on that. Well, not much done this week. I actually cast on for another thing on which I wanted to make some progress, but I'm almost at the end of the second repeat of the chart. So, and then there is again this section of broken ribs, and then it's the border, so that's not so bad, guys. Okay, I made a little bit of progress on that. And the reason why I didn't make any progress, almost any progress on that, is because I cast on a sock for, that's the pattern, that's a mashup actually of two patterns. That's Brocéliande on yak sock, so that's a colorway for, that's the March colorway of the Sock Knitters Almanac. Okay, this is a colorway I'm really enjoying knitting, but really not at night. Okay, it's too dark to comfortably knit at night. So I'm knitting it on my lunch break. And actually the pattern for this month, this pattern suggestion is the basic sock with the double gusset heel, I think. I'm really not sure about that, but you'll have everything in the show notes. You have the exact title of the pattern and you have the link to the pattern on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. It has a very specific heel. Actually, it's all about the heel. So, because the rest of the sock was a complete vanilla sock, I decided to knit one of my favorite patterns, sock pattern ever. It's the vanilla latte socks. I'm going to put the link as well in the show notes. And it's a very simple and straightforward sock pattern, but one that I really love knitting. It's a basic, and I'm going to incorporate the double gusset heel in the vanilla latte sock pattern. And it's my third time around knitting this pattern. I really love this one. It's a basic, it's a classic. And my first two pair of socks with this pattern, I gave away, I gifted. So that's why I'm knitting again. And this one I'm going to keep for myself. Okay, so that's the progress. I mean, it's really knitting up very quickly. It's very easy pattern. And I put a few crosses in my cross stitch project, but not much. You can see just the top of the house. It's the Little Red Riding Hood Parade by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and it's really cute. And you can see that there is kind of a theme color-wise in my projects. Okay, kind of yeah, coordinated. It's not autumn anymore, but it's like I'm stuck in autumn color-wise. Then I wanted to show you what's in the shop today, guys. So I'm recording this podcast on Friday afternoon, March 11th, but you're going to see it on Monday afternoon, and what I'm about to show you is already in the shop. So if you remember, and if you are a regular viewer of the podcast, back in October, end of October, I had this huge fiber festival in Creuse which is strictly a region of France where there was, or there still is, a lot of sheep, and you have the last spinning mills, active spinning mills in France. And one of the booths at the festival, it was held by one of the last spinning mills in France, which is called Terrade. And they had a lot of fiber, a lot of yarn, undyed yarn to sell. And I bought from them a lot of yarn, a lot of undyed yarn. And I thought that I would offer you guys a glimpse of French spun yarn. And it's actually French spun and harvested from French sheep, actually, because it's 90% of French sheep, the yarn. Okay, 10% I think it's from New Zealand and Australia, but 90% is from French sheep. So you have different breeds, but if I remember correctly, you have Souvenir, you have well, I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly which breeds, because I don't think the yarn I'm going to show you are breed specific. But I went on their website this morning, and you can actually order some yarn from them in very breed specific yarn, because the breed gives the color. So Soloniot is, for example, giving a beautiful brown color, but light brown, like nutmeg color. Beautiful. So I'm going to present to you the yarn that I bought there and that I dyed, like a Souvenir from Felletin collection that I'm offering as a one-time only collection in the shop. That means that there is no base among what I'm going to present you that I can reorder from them. This is really a one-shot thing, okay? So if you have your eyes on something in that collection, please know that it's not like the regular bases that I have in the shop. I won't be able to dye more for you, and I won't be able to order some from them. I think what I bought at the festival was some limited collections on their parts, and so it is extra limited as well for me. I don't have much, but I'm going to show you what I have, okay? So the first base I want to show you is a DK weight. It's a blend of 50% yak and 50% merinos. There is no superwash base in what I'm going to show you. Everything is more on the rustic side. It's not like superwash wool with this very buttery soft feeling. It's not that. This wool has teeth. Okay, so but this one is soft enough to be, I don't know, I'm really not sensitive to wool, so I don't want to give you false information, but this I could wear as a shawl, for example. This I could easily wear as a shawl. So you have two colors of DK yak DK yak and merino, 50% yak, 50% merinos. It's approximately 200 meters for 100 grams. The skeins are not perfectly calibrated, so this is the price for a 100 gram skein, but I'm going to adjust the pricing based on the weight of the skein. I think DK we're okay, everything is around 100 grams, so no problem, but I have an alpaca and merino mix that has huge differences between skeins, and this I'm going to price accordingly based on the weight of the skein. But yeah, you have two colors. This one is my sous-bois coloris, and this one is a new one. Well, I didn't give it a name yet, but yeah, you will find it in the shop anyway. There is only two colorways on this, 10 and 10 of each. Okay, so sweater quantity, no problem. And the price for these ones are, the price is €18 for 100 gram skein. Yeah, quite nice. This yarn is really nice. If it was something that I could order again from them, I would, because I'm really liking this one. So that's the first one. Then there is an alpaca and merino blend, and the sizes of the skeins are completely crazy. I mean, you have, this one is, I think, 100 grams. This one must be at least 130 grams, and you have smaller skeins as well. So it's 50% alpaca, 50% merinos. It's 200 meters approximately for 100 gram. And the price is €23 for 100 grams, but the skeins will be priced according to their weight. You have a beige with a light pink undertone, and you have this pink mashup of colorways. It's really not something I'm going to be able to repeat because I put so many colors in there. There is a lot of colors in there. So you have these two colors of alpaca and merinos, and again, this is a rustic yarn. This is, for me, really, I don't think I would need something close to my skin with that. Maybe more a sweater or something else, but this one has the most rustic feel to it. From all the bases I'm showing you, this is the most rustic one. And it's a mix of alpaca and merinos. Then I have this lovely booklet yarn. This one is 41% wool, 34% nylon, 20% mohair, and 5% alpaca. And it's a fingering weight. It's 400 meters for 100 grams. I think the skeins are pretty well calibrated, around 100 grams each, so no problem, but I will double check that when I'm putting it in the shop anyway. And I dyed two colorways that you guys love. This is Lune du Loup, which was the January colorway of the Sock Knitter's Almanac. And this is Cute Foxy. This actually is the colorway I'm knitting my color shawl out of. But the yarn I'm using for my color shawl is naturally light gray, and this one is white, off-white, naturally off-white. So it's a beige, brown beige with a dust of speckles, multicolor speckles. Okay, and this is a boucle kind of yarn. Okay, and it's not buttery soft, but you could definitely knit something close to skin with it. It's okay if you're not too sensitive to wool. Then there is another one, very close in the look. I think a bit, it's different. It's different because it has a black, it has two colors. It has a black thread spun with a off-white thread, and the so the one I've just shown you is €20 for 100 grams, and this one is 23. It's 45% kid mohair, so it's a bit softer, 43% wool, and 12% polyamide, which is like nylon. And I have two colorways. These are two new colorways. They don't have names yet. Those colorways are part of a new color collection that I'm going to present to you next week. I'm very excited about that. So you'll see the names in the shop. Okay, and so this is also a booklet, kind of booklet style yarn. And it's a bit softer, this one, a bit softer. And it's still a fingering weight yarn, 400 meters for 100 grams. And the last one I'm going to show you guys is my favorite. I mean, if I could have that yarn regularly in the shop, I would be happy. I decided to call this base Big Floof because that's what it is. It's a big baby of a skein. It's a 100 gram skein, and it's 40% wool, 49% mohair, and 11% polyamide. It's 187 meters for 100 grams, and it's 17 euros for 100 grams. And I dyed this one. I have 10. I have approximately 10 of which colors I've shown you, so 10 of this as well. And I have actually waiting in the dye pots 10 more to dye, so I don't know which colors I'm going to dye. Maybe ochre or blue. I've not decided yet. But this is a really big baby. I'm really loving the feel. It's kind of soft. I could totally picture a Réconfort shawl knitted out of this yarn. I would recommend to buy 3 skein to knit a Réconfort shawl, just to have the option to make it bigger, because I think you would need to go down a needle size or 2 to knit Réconfort out of this. But I can totally picture a beautiful Réconfort shawl knitted out of this. I mean, it's lovely. It's lovely, and this color is a burnt orange with little dashes of dark brown. There is no completely solid colorway in the colors that I've shown you. Even the one that looks solid, there is little nuances. You will see different depth of color depending on the place on the skein, because I don't do solid. I never do solid. Okay. So here's the Felletin, Souvenir of Felletin collection. So if you have never been to Felletin, this is your chance to have a taste of French yarn. I don't think the yak is French, but definitely the mohair and the wool are French. And this is your chance to experience just a tiny bit of a French fiber festival. And yeah, I'm really loving this collection. Because you know, Felletin, you are never sure as an exhibitor if you're going to be part of it or not, because there is a random, they choose exhibitors randomly each year, because there is a lot of demand to be part of this festival. So I'm really hoping I will be able to be there once again this October, because I enjoyed it so much and it was absolutely fantastic. I loved it to pieces. And if I have the chance to be part of it again this year, you can count on another. Well, if you like this one, and if it's something that you guys love or like, and that you buy the yarn basically, I will have another one for you guys after the next Felletin. Okay, so here you go. I was promised. I just had it needed just a bit of time to, you know, do it, but that's done. I'm very happy. It was very fun to do as well. One thing is, the skeins are, I don't know if it's because they're not super wash, but the skeins were bigger. Even the ones with 100 grams, they were, you know, fluffier, bigger, and they took more place in the dye pots. And I was like, oh my gosh. I usually dye 5 skeins per pot, and I decided, given if it's the same amount, the same weight, I just can do like I usually do and dye 5 skein per pot. But it was, I mean, there was some muscle involved to lift the skeins and pull the dye down my arm trembling like that when I was holding the skeins. And it was, I mean, it was physical, guys. It was tiring as hell. Heck. Okay. Last item I wanted to share with you is the agenda for the shop, because I have a fiber festival coming up. New to me, I've never been to this fiber festival before. I think it's not your regular fiber festival, it's more like an event on the you know, shearing and yarn, on the sheep shearing and yarn. So it's called Weekend de la tonte et de la laine. So that's the shearing and yarn and wool weekend. It's at the Bergerie Nationale de Rambouillet. I'm very happy to be part of this event. I really like when the events are really close to the whole, industry in France. So I'm super happy about that. And now that I'm getting used to the rhythm of having the shop and the festivals, living together, I know that I have to adapt the shop schedule to make room for the festival. So that means for you guys, next Monday there will be a podcast but no associated shop update, and next week I will show you what I dyed and planned for the festival. So that will be fun. There will be the new colors that I dyed. There will be new super fun sock sets that I can't wait to share with you. There will be some other things. I don't know yet because I still have a couple of dyeing sessions for that event. Then on the 28th, so that would be the Monday just after the festival, which is on the 26th and 27th of March. There will be, so on the 28th, there will be no podcast and no shop update. I will be resting. And the next shop update. So this actually is the last shop update for March. Today is the last shop update for March. The next shop update will be on April the 4th, and it will be all about the April colorway of the Sock Knitter's Almanac. Can you believe that? I mean, it's like it's tomorrow. So take care, guys. I wish you a lovely week. That's it for this week. I'll see you next Monday. Okay, bye-bye.